Hello there, Cluster B Free Karen. How are you? Thank you so much. Karen, today we're going to talk about being love bombed by the narcissist. Hello there, Simone. How are you? Thank you for joining me on today. We're going to talk about being love bombed. What are some of the signs? And I want to talk about how dangerous love bombing can be because it's futuristic. Everything that you do, you're receiving now is setting you up for later. But today, everything is perfect. Everything is beautiful. Everything is wonderful. You have the narcissist, you got their attention, you got their time, you got their favor, you got their finances. Anything you want in the initial phase of the love bombing is amazing. I mean, they know how to love. It's almost like a supernatural love. And it's no good. And it's coming from the wrong source for the wrong reason. But I mean, they know how to bring it on. uh, MMX, hello. I just happened to be up with a slight headache. Oh, bless your heart. Yeah, I know it's late. What is your time zone, MMXW? What is your time zone? Father, I pray for her headache. I pray that it will go in the name of Jesus and that she will sleep well. Let's talk about the love bombing, because nobody knows how to do it like a narcissist. And it is central. Oh, okay. So it's almost 1 o'clock here. So it is about 2:30 there. Is it 1:40 or 2:40 there? Is it 1:40 or 2:40 where you are? Okay, let's talk about the love bombing. Karen, is there a time where the love bombing stopped? And when, 2:34, okay, because it's 12:34 here, and you're 2 hours ahead. All right. So when they love bomb you, what is the purpose for being love bombed? When the narcissist put all of these feelings into you. I mean, if you ever going to get them, you're going to get them now. If you ever can get a text from them, you're going to get a text now. If you ever going to get their attention, oh my God, they flower you with attention. You cannot text them and they not respond. She's a love bombing, whether it's a new transactionship or doing the tumultuous time with current partners, is a distractor. Your whole life suffers. But see, in order for your whole life to suffer, they get your whole life. They make you think they're all in. And they're not all in. They are not all in. They are loving you for the purpose of having you and for the purpose of using you, because it's never a relationship. In the beginning, it feel like a relationship, but it's a situationship. Evening snack man. He said, okay, let's get rid of him. There you go. You know, so when the narcissists meet you, those that are mid-grade or upper grade narcissists, upper class narcissists, know exactly what to do. They know how to woo you. They know how to bring you in. They know how to get you to long for their presence. And what you do when you long for a person's presence is they shower you. They shower you with blessings, shower you with love. They shower you with love. They are there. They are there, and they act like they really care for you. They don't. You is your testing. She said, I talk to him every day, and we will go out on dates weekly, sometimes several times a week. She said, and he cooked me dinner daily. See, that's the love bombing phase. Yeah, that love bombing phase is good. It's everything you can dream of, everything you really wanted, everything you even imagine. He becomes that. And he do it for sometime about 3 months. 3 to 6 months he does it. Because he got to will you in. He got to make sure that you love him. And he going to do the work. He's going to do the work. She said, a love bombing create an unhealthy euphoria. Right. She said, set off the dopamine and oxytocin. And the mask is on and you think the man or woman loves you only. Because that's what they do. They shower you with blessings, and it's really not blessing. They shower you with attention. All attention is not good, but when you love bombing, it's necessary. There's no love bombing without attention. They have to give you attention. They have to give you time. Love bombing gonna put the time in. And then MXW said he was so patient with me because I was distant emotionally, and we was friends for a very long time until he convinced me that he loved me. Oh, that's when the change comes. They are patient. Oh, yeah, baby. You ain't seen patience like you've seen it in a narcissist, because a narcissist is bent on what he wants. When a narcissist work real fast, they know they don't have time. But if they think they got time, oh, they're going to slow it down. They're going to slow down the process. And they're going to work your nerves to make you think you cannot do without them. Oh, they shower you with blessings. They let you know this is comfort, constant affirmation about who you are. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. How did I find somebody like you? Why you even spend this time with me? I'm going to be here always. I'm never going to lose you. I'm never going to leave you. And if you look up, I'm going to be right there. The son Michael Jackson, as a little child, saying, I'll be there. That's their quote all the time. They're going to be there. Come on. You see? The danger in love bombing is losing yourself in the midst of it. Until you no longer gauge the things that are happening, you're just carried away, swept away with the currents. And the currents is, oh, they give. They text you like MMXW say they were so patient. They would go out several times a week, because then you get their attention when you love bomb. MXW say, he treated me like I was his dream woman. It took me a whole year, but I accepted it. Wow. Karen says, the narcissist or other cluster B disorders person create a false happiness. They listen to everything you say about your history with family and other partners with fake sympathy will use information. Absolutely. Absolutely. They would definitely use the information. They're coming back for you wholeheartedly. And then in the midst of the love bombing, they throw in this curveball just to interrupt the flow, to make you know that you're not in charge. They're in charge. So they throw in this little misdemeanor of emotion or act, and it throws you off because you didn't expect that. And then they go back to love bombing. They go back to giving you all the attention. They go back to the phone calls. They go back to loving you. What you think is love. And remember, just think about being with somebody for 3 whole months, and all they do is shower you. All they do is talk about you. They are patient. You can locate them anywhere, anytime. If they're in a business meeting, he would text you and say, I'm in the meeting. But as soon as I'm done with this meeting, baby, I'm calling you. You got my time and my attention. Where do you want to eat at tonight? Where do you want to go tonight? You want to see a movie? You want to go out shopping? And all of these things, and you think, oh my God, you are in a fantasy land, because what he does is not on a normal pace, a normal scale. They do things extreme in the love bombing stage, because he's going to have to capture you, because in his mind, He know the cycle. He know the mask gonna come off. He know you're gonna go into question. And what he need to do is break you down so much until when he start to back off, you don't. You start to figure out what's wrong with me. Did I do something wrong? And then you start to shower him with more and more and more. And he take more and more and more. And the more you give him, then he don't went from less to little inklings. Well, you wondering where he at. Then you call him and say, you haven't called me in 3 or 4 days. So I was just busy. I was just overwhelmed with my schedule. But during that 3 months, it didn't matter what kind of schedule he had. He had the time. He took the time out for you. He took the time to take you places. He will act as if he took a day off. It was his day off. You thought he took off. It was his day off to be with you. She said, I didn't know it at the time, but that's exactly how I became desperate to go back and how he used to treat me. Right. See that love bombing stage? They call that the Cinderella stage or the prince stage. Because if it's a man, he feel like a prince. She make him feel like a king. And that's the time they all into your hurt. They want to, like Karen said, they're building a file. She said they use the information against their prey later. It is a test to see how the prey reacts. This is the red flag because they are setting up the trauma bond, shock the prey, and has cognizant dissonance. Ooh, Karen, that was good. I love the way you put that. I just got to keep getting on here. Let's just keep deleting them. How about that? That was so good, Karen. And that's what they do. They set up phases of love. And they go deep within those 3 months. And those 3 months seem like a whole year. Seem like time passed, but it's only been 3 months. Do you know there are narcissists that will actually engage you in 3 months? They will ask you to marry them in 3 months. They would try to get you hooked in the love bombing stage because, like Karen said, it is trauma bond, and they know the mask gonna fall. When someone loves you so much and it seems so perfect, step back and look at it. Step back and listen to the conversation. You're doing all the talking for the first 3 months. They hardly say anything. What they do is say, I want to hear you. I want to hear the way you talk. I love the sound of your voice. But they're not planning to build you. It's like Valentine's. The spirit of Valentine. People fall in love in one day on Valentine. It's almost like a spirit in that day. People they wouldn't be with, they'll be with because they don't want to be alone. The narcissists know that you crave love. And if you notice, when a person first meet you and they start asking a billion questions about you, red flag. Because when you ask about them, they say, I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about you. I want to find out what make you happy. This is going to be all about you. Well, it's a two-way street. If you want to know about me, I'm going to want to know about you. The narcissist knows what he's doing. The danger is the upper mid narcissist and the greater narcissist. They have trained probably hundreds of women to love them. And sometimes they got a short-term goal, but they need an attachment goal. There are some supply they want long-term. Good morning, M&M. You still up, girl? So the long-term goal is to gradually pull the supply in. When he has a short-term goal for supply, he gonna hit them and hit them hard with the love bombing. When they got a long-term goal, they need to stretch it out because he want them as permanent supply. She said, got to take meds and pray. Oh, bless your heart. He wants you for long term. And a long term person, they're going to shower a little bit different. They're going to do a little bit different. She said, that's my father, greater narcissist, very dangerous. Doesn't care about nobody but himself. Yep, they are very dangerous, but they're very skilled. She's after shocking you with an obnoxious act and statement. The adrenaline or the cortisol flows. This is the negative brain chemicals to the love bomb. Good chemicals cause confusion, so the supply tries harder. They want you to work like a hamster, because you don't. It's like that first high. You do everything to get that first high. You're never gonna get the first high. Why? Because it's not the first high. You're never gonna get the initial love bombing. Even if you had a long-term relationship, you never get the platinum. Never. And so now they're loving you, and you are so drenched in that emotion. You're so drenched with that affection. You're so drenched with their time. Oh my God. And if they're handsome, you just look at them. They keep their nails. They smell good. And you are just loving on them all day. And you know what? They're letting you do it. They will let you do anything. Hey, Jesus girl Betty, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you too, woman of God. They are showering you, mesmerizing you. To me, you haven't been love bombed until you've been love bombed by a narcissist, because they got a force that is enabling them to do what they do. This is just not a normal capacity. When you have a normal relationship and you can be really head over heels with someone, but you still have some control, you still have questions, you just slide into fifth gear with them. Somehow they affect your brain, where your brain dismiss all logic. She says, I remember doing everything that he was complaining about. She said, I cleaned up everything, I cooked, I went to the gym every day. I didn't ask him for any money, and things only got worse. And I gave up because the phase was over. That phase is over. And you got to remember, love bombing is always short term. It's never a long term effort. It's short term. It's quick and easy, or it's slow, but you don't usually exceed. If something exceeds beyond a year, or 6 months to a year, that means he has a prime supply, and it's taking him time to readjust his module, because he got other supply he's giving out to, but these other supplies are short-term supply. They're not long-term supply. You suspect it, but you can't prove it. And so the old supply, he's still pulling on her because she's faithful. He's faithful. They're a guaranteed fortress while they're working with you. And you come in and you start asking questions. You're not so easy. They don't get every supply. Some supply deny them. So they're very cautious of how they handle you. And like MMXW said, no matter what you do, she cooked, she cleaned, she cooked for him. She went to the gym, made sure her body stay in shape. He didn't care nothing about that. She said, nice. Okay, Karen, you got that? They don't care nothing about that. All they care about is them. When the love bombing phase is over, all hell break loose. Because now you're confused. You did everything and you don't know what you did wrong. She said, my kid's dad discovered me on a Christmas and told my daughter he wants to sit down and watch a movie with me so we can be closer. I never said a thing. He is blocked. I won't unblock him. Oh my God. See, he's trying to get back in. That's a Hoover. When a Hoover ends up in love bombing, there is revenge. There's a price you're going to pay for that. Because once a narcissist leaves, They make you pay for them leaving. Even though it was their choice, it was their decision, they make you pay. Karen says they put they put a person on a hamster wheel, trying harder, running, and going nowhere. She said the predator exhausts a person to keep trying harder and working for the narc. Pray, giving up, and things they used to do. See, that's what MMXW was saying. She said, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep going after you, trying to please you, and you don't want to be pleased. You can tell when the narcissist has connected to someone and they're trying to make them a permanent supply because they get all their time. They treat you like dog because with a narcissist, you're only black or white. There's no gray with the narcissist. There's no middle ground with the narcissist. Ain't no such thing as a middle ground. It's either black or white with them. And when they love you hard. It's not real love. It's pretended love. Most of it came off of theatricals. Most of them from the experience of other people. They done brought these women to you because the narcissists don't know how to love. They don't know what that is because they're so selfish. And everything is about them. And sometime in the love bombing state, you'll pick that up. It's just this gut feeling that you can't just put your hands on. That's your warning. That's your red flag. Get up out of there. Next thing you know, you 6 months in. You 1 year in. You're scraping for what you used to get. You're craving for what you used to get. You don't get it. You don't get that back. If they got platinum, they want you to have silver, bronze, or wood. If they give you gold for a start, silver, bronze, or wood. Even when they come back, like Jesus' girl Betty said, he came and wanted to watch a movie with her. He wanted to come back. Oh, no, 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 no. See, smart girl, you blocked him. And you keep him blocked. Once you block, you don't unblock. Once you block, you don't unblock. The old people used to tell the women that once you leave a man, you can't just come back without change. Because then you desensitize the order that you need for him to change. He's not going to change because he know you'll leave and come back no matter what he do. Once a man get that in his mind, he going to dog you out. She said, yes, I met him when I was 15 and loved him when I was 29. And he always trying to get back. She said, but I won't let him. I used to talk to him, but he was so confused person. I won't unblock him. Because he remembered that you were good supply. Good supply is radiant. Good supply is obedient. Good supply know how to just give him everything, no matter what he wants. A narcissist is a spoiled child in an adult body. A wounded child in the adult body. A rejected, abandoned child in an adult body. And so you deal with the adult part of them, but they haven't matured. So you are constantly baffled by their immaturity. Constantly. And they are, and confusion is a gift to them. They want you confused because it's no basis. There's no settling. There's nothing that you're grabbing hold to. Confusion is a transitional state because you really don't know what's going on. You don't know what to grab, what to lose, what to keep, what to let go. So they confuse that. And then they implement everything they want in the midst of it. She said, yes, you give in so much till you lose yourself. Yep. She said, I am so much better. I realize that I have a better personality. I have a better personality with him. I am calm. It took me years to get out of his routine. From 15 to 29, yeah. You train, you got to break training. From 15 to 29, because what you know is him. What you have is him. See what I mean? And the younger you are, the more he loves it. because he can train you concerning what to be. And you're so mesmerized by him until he can almost do anything. And you are there to love him through it. You are there to make sure he's happy, even though you're not happy. You are there to make sure he has everything. Everything. Let me tell you something. Love bombing can be fatal because the more skill he had in love bombing, the more he knows how to trigger your emotions and take your heart. He never talked to me as a 60-year-old. He talked to me as if I'm still 15 years old, 15-year-old girl, because he's always trying to make me do what he wants. Because he's locked in time. He's not progressing in time, so he won't let you do it. Those people are beyond dangerous. He would proudly tell me how his grandmother sent, he would tell me how his grandfather sent his grandmother to a mental institution. Wow. She said, and I knew then I had to get away ASAP. Karen said, knocks wear a person down. Yep. Supply works harder. Sacrifice time, money, sex, housing. Stop being with friends and family. Draw things that you were doing for yourself. Stop them. You just drop them. You're trying to get parting you met back then. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you something. The more skill the narcissist, the more tremendous the love bombing. The more skill the narcissist, the more tremendous the love bombing. When a person watch things when they're too perfect. Watch things, name something that's perfect besides God. Nothing. When it's too perfect, question it. Watch how you get pulled. Watch at the speed of the pull. Watch what you're willing to give up after a month. Then you start leaving people. She's a God and nothing else. That's the way it should be, but that's not the way it works with love bombing. Some people actually give up God in love bombing. Jesus' girl Betty said, and I tried to get back on Clubhouse, but it's not the same. I can't find you guys. You have to go to Helen, go to Destiny Helper House. Karen, could you put that information up for her? Destiny Helper House. Oh, I wish you could have been on this on Tuesday. It was amazing. But Jesus girl Betty, look for Destiny Helper House. Trying to get a person you met in the beginning back. I hope it is the last. Hope is the last thing to die. Because you crave it. They set up an addiction. You're just not in love with that person. You're addicted to them. They set up an addiction. You hear me? They set up an addiction. And when you are addicted, she said, please don't forget to like this and subscribe. Thank you so much. They set up an addiction. And the addiction is terrible. Because the one thing that you do, an addiction requires that they have what they're addicted to at any cost. Every time. You would do anything. When people want drugs, they'll do anything. They'll steal from anybody. Someone will hurt anybody. Well, love bombing is an addiction. I'm waiting for the information to get on Clubhouse. Yeah, Karen is going to put it up for you. Jesus girl Betty. She's going to put it up for you. You have to go to the Destiny Helper house every Tuesday morning, 7:45 Pacific time, 9:45 Central, 10:45 Eastern. Plus to be free, Karen said. There you go. That's the information. If you want to pull that up, Jesus girl better take a snapshot of what Karen just said. That's the information you need. Yep, that's the information you need. And I'm telling you, what is awesome is when you recognize, you wake up. Some people wake up within that 3-month span. It just didn't seem right because they kept throwing little chimes in there to offset you, and then they go back to love you. She said, okay, I just did. Oh, thank you so much. And what they need to do when they're love bombing you is get you inconsistent with your goal, inconsistent with your dreams, inconsistent with your plan. She said, that's right, Karen. Thanks to all those videos on YouTube, I prayed every day to lose hope. I radically accepted the nightmare I had to leave. Woo! Boy, that is so true. Man, that's a way to put it right there. And it is a nightmare. When the love bombing is over, and before you get out of the love bombing, they're going to gradually taper off all that affection. They're going to gradually taper off all of that attention. They're not going to keep that attention going. No. That ain't how that works. They're going to gradually taper off the attention. You can't get them on a text. Every now and then they act frustrated, like you did something wrong. And you're trying to think of what you did. If you don't want to be bothered, I won't bother you. Then they shift because they ain't ready to let you go yet. They say, look, I'm just under pressure with my job. And then you kick right back in because your compassion, your sympathy kick in. They're not sympathetic. They're not ready to lose you yet. Because when they're ready to lose you, they're not going to care what you say. Yeah, Karen put up, follow her on Instagram, and she will let you know when we come on. They're not going to care. And see, for him to come back, Jesus girl Betty, he have lost a primary source because that's what you were. They're not going to come back to a primary source without wanting to re-engage on that level. Hello there, Liddy Evers. She said, I don't know if I can get a hold of you, but I have a question for you about the car that I have for you, and I need to know if you have a car. Okay. Yeah, thank you for getting rid of that. I was just about to. So, what are the dangers of love bombing? Let's talk about that. One of the dangers is addiction, because it's an overshadowing of a lot of attention and love. It's not normal. It is abnormal. The kind of attention you're getting. And then if you notice, you fall so hard immediately. You fall hard immediately. You're all in, and it's too early for the way you are all in. You don't have enough resources about him, information about him, and you're all in. You feel like you can marry him tomorrow, and some people do. I've known people, they were engaged within the love bombing 3 months. It's not enough time to love somebody. There's not enough time to know someone. And if you have a family and you have kids, You really have to be careful. They go after the kids to win the kids, to win you. The kids start liking them, they buy things, but kids are intuitive. So they smother them with gifts to blind out their intuition. Because they will confuse the children just like they confuse you. They will treat and love bomb the kids like they love bomb you. Do you know within 3 months a lot of narcissists introduce you to their parents? Now you feel like you're all in. You done met his parents. And you start going out with his family. So now when he asks you to marry, you're all in there. She said they really mirror you. It's like falling in love with yourself. It ain't like falling in love. MMXW, it is. Because all the good traits are yours. That's what he's giving back to you. That's why it seems so perfect. Because nobody know how to do you like you. Yeah, nobody know how to do you like you. And that you start doing you with him. But he takes the credit of all the good things about you. He takes the credit of all the good things that you have. All the good things that you're doing. And you think he is so perfect. He's perfect because of you are being mirrored. When I look into a mirror, I'm going to see my reflection. And you're going to approve of the reflection. That's what you give in emotion. They are a reflection of you. He bounced that thing back. Your love for him, a reflection of you. That's why you don't disapprove. Because it's you at a high level. And usually nobody else can pull that out of you. But somebody who you care about. You let your guards down. And then you start letting them have it. You start letting them pull it out of you. Love bombing is a powerful tool because it's an addiction. And it's like when you finally recover, you done went through emotional rehab, intellectual rehab, physical rehab. Because that addiction pull all of you in, your spirit, soul, and body. There are believers who have traded God off for the narcissist because the narcissist requires all of your time. The narcissist require worship. You don't know that's what you're doing. You think you're just loving them. You think that you're just keeping a relationship. You're thinking that you're just building a relationship. And you done got over into idolatry. You don't know that you're worshiping him because the narcissist cannot take any competition. They'll tell you, it's all me or nothing. They mean that about God too. That's why you notice, a lot of times you start off with church and you end up being less church. If he's in church, he is so religious until it's a man in the church and a man outside the church. It's a woman in the church and a woman outside the church. It's not the same. It is not the same. It's different. You look at him like you wasn't that, what are you doing? You wasn't that cussing, drinking, smoking, fussing. When a few minutes ago in church, he was an angel. And the thing is, everybody in the church likes him, including the pastor. They are mesmerized by him because he has love bombed them. It's just not an intimate love bomb, but it's an intricate love bomb. Intimacy, you can get personal, you can get sexual. Intricate, you just get close, like friends. It's totally platonic, but it's selfish. It's still about them. And they go to the pastor because he's the lead. And they can lead through the pastor. They can get things done through the pastor. Because when they love bomb the pastor, they can still have their way. It's so hard to get over the love bombing. It took me years to understand why I was feeling how I was. I came across Dr. Brian's channel and yours to understand what happened to me with the narcissist. You know what, Arizo? that's why they want it to work. And it does. Because if you notice a relationship without a narcissist that you kind of like. You like them, but things was at a different pace. Things was at a different depth. You wasn't so extreme in your pull of what you was getting. You thought logical, you took time, you could reason. But with the narcissist, it's like being on a roller coaster ride. Whoosh, everything is fast. Whoosh, everything's keep going. You can't really think. And when you start thinking, they interject in there to stop your thinking. Because they don't want you thinking, they want you doing whatever they want you to do. That's a love bombing. And you're thinking when you first start, this has to be utopia. Like Kara said, you are on this euphoric display. Everything is perfect. Everything's not perfect. It's a setup for a fall. It's standing on a rug, but the rug is not secure, and it's going to pull from under you. And you're going to fall. Because what you're building on, what you're standing on, is not true. The man or woman you see, that's not who they are. That's who they are mirroring. Some of you and others that they've met, they mirror the best attributes. And they notice when they're with them what this attribute done for them, how it helped them to get what they want. So they continue it. Because the narcissist consists of hundreds of people that he's been with. And their personality, because they are walking reflections of their experience and relationship. She said, I remember one day telling him that it was as if he studied me. Ooh, this is MMXW. That he studied me and was doing everything that I didn't like and everything that would hurt me. They're evil. Oh yeah, that's when you know the love bombing stage is over. That's the reality check. They're going to let you know who they are. She said the narcissists start off with the gospel music and other spiritual music and Bible study. Later they start fighting before church or suddenly want to have sex and you start missing church. Soon, no more church. Isn't that amazing? She said, I'm out 3 years, not hurting anymore. Free. Thank you, Jesus. Well, Igniters, I am so blessed that you are free of it and that you will recover. Because when you stay free, you start to demagnetize. And when you demagnetize, when you get other relationship, you don't draw what you had. You start drawing something new. But you got to be in complete recovery. You got to be in complete freedom. Because if not, it doesn't matter how many men you get, how many women they get. They get the same because it's the same frequency. It's the same beacon. And you have not recovered. You just left the situation. There was no healing. You're just out of this situationship. And when you're out of it, it doesn't mean that it's whole. It doesn't mean that it's healed. You do a repetitive cycle. You're going through the same thing over and over and over again. Isn't that something? We got 10 minutes on the clock. Come on. What can we do with 10 minutes on the clock? And you don't want to be a hamster. You're spending energy going nowhere. But it takes a lot of energy with the narcissist. It takes a lot. You go through emotional trauma. Some people go through PTSD and CPTSD. The CPTSD is stuff that's happening now. The PTSD is stuff that's in the past. And when you close your eyes, you can still remember it. You can still hear it. You can still feel it. That's PTSD. And now you're dealing with stuff that's going on right now. Pain right now. Hurt right now. Disgrace right now. Devaluation right now. Right this moment. CPTSD. It's just as traumatic. A lot of people have been diagnosed CPTSD PTSD and CPTSD. Aretha said, that relationship had me sick, high blood pressure, anxiety. Now that he's out of my life, no longer need the meds. That lets you know where that was the resolution. You need to get him out. You need to get rid of him. Because the narcissist, it has been proven through different sonograms, x-rays, different organs, the brain, the emotions, the reaction of being around a narcissist when they have been abused. Just like when it's this euphoria when you're being love bombed. I mean, it's like walking on air when you're being love bombed. In reality, you're not even in a reality. It's like being on a chariot at Disney World. You're not going to ride that chariot down the street, but you can get caught up in the moment. Staying, no contact, and being healed. Look at childhood experience and what happened with the narc. Learn the red flags, study the narcissism. Education help a person break the pattern of attraction to the narcissist. Can you speak on changing frequency? You change frequency by getting out of it, staying no contact of enemies. If you have children and you left, get an order, a parenting plan. Stick to the parenting plan. If you are weak, have somebody with you when he pick up the kids. He has nothing to talk to you about. It's all about the children. Stick to the parenting plan. Discuss only the kids. And when you do that, you start to heal. Sometimes it's difficult when you're first coming out and y'all got children and you see them. That you start to ruminate. Old feelings stir up. But you got to get a therapist, you get a life coach, and you get a counselor, and you start to heal, you start to deliberate, because until you see where it went wrong, it won't stop going wrong. So without him, it won't be long before you be in a relationship with another guy, and you are transitioning the same course. But when you get out, you start to recover. You get your good life coach, a good therapist, or a good counselor, psychiatrist, either one that will work. Because a life coach provides a feel, and they got a little more liberty that the therapist may not have, especially if you're dealing with spiritual matters, unless you go to a Christian therapist. And you start to heal, you start to discuss that, you stay away. The longer you stay away, that mantle of servitude start to lift up off of you. Your mindset start to change. You're going to have to read positive books, get around positive people, join a positive group. Make sure you don't have flying monkeys, because if you got flying monkeys, they're just going to stir up the fog again. So you make sure you're around right people. Get friendships that'll speak life into you, speak strength into you, help you hold those boundaries. And the longer you stay out, the more you heal. The first thing you're going to notice is the brain fog leave. You can start seeing clearly. Then the rumination, sometime, like Karen said, hope is the last thing to go. Sometime the rumination is the last thing to go. You think about them all the time. You want them still. Because somewhere you got to let the hope die of ever having another relationship with him. Don't follow him on social media. Don't answer any of his letters. When he used the kids to get to you, let the kids go for it. Separate your emotions and his emotion from yours, because it's no longer about you and him. It's about the kids. The frequency starts to change as you get stronger. You will notice how, because you don't want him anymore. It doesn't matter what he do. You be like, I won't put myself through the hell again. No, I'm not gonna go through that again. And I mean, I got a CD video when the suppliers had enough. Look at that video. Nobody have to tell you nothing. When you come to the end of the crossroad, nobody have to say anything. You are just done. She said, get the court-approved apps like Our Family Wizard. Listen to Karen. Make sure you take a snapshot of this. So the narcissists and other cluster B disordered persons can only text about the kids. It helps not to hear the narc's voice. Brain fog start to lift. Absolutely. Let me get that one. And get that out. Because the less you hear of him, the less contact you have with him, the more healing you can receive. Igniter's prayer ministry said, thank you. You are so welcome. All right, y'all. We're doing the roundup. 3 minutes. I want you to meet me here next Wednesday. And look at the videos. Go on my YouTube. Look at my videos. Look at Carrot Cluster B Free videos. Dr. Bryant videos. The T on NPD. She said they sure don't want you to heal, and that's why they want you to stay in touch. Because tearing you down builds them up. They're only as happy as you are miserable. Hear me? They're only as happy as you are miserable. When the supply has had enough, there you go. That one right there. That one right there. You got to get to the point of finish. You got to get to the point of enough. That's something nobody can do for you. You have to get to that point. And sometimes people get frustrated because they're thinking, why don't she see? No, you got to take that journey to the finish line. Jesus girl Betty said, for always sharing that great information. She said, I stand away and going to always stay away. Absolutely. I saw your page and I'm going to go and listen to the recording on Clubhouse. You know what? You're going to be glad you did. The invaluable information. Information that will cost you $200 to $250 a pop with a psychiatrist. It comes out healing in the room. All right, everybody. It's time for me to go. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me in the late hour. I really don't take it for granted. Meet me here next Wednesday. I don't have a time yet because when I finish, I recharge my devices and I come. So make sure that you are following me. So whenever I come on, you'll be right there. Good night, Arizo. She said, thank you always. You have helped me cope and heal. Thank you. Thank you, MXW, for the sacrifice you made. I appreciate you. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Jesus. Girl Betty. Thank you so much. I love you all. God bless you. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.